In January of 2025, I was about to launch my own startup when another startup completely took over LinkedIn. If you logged on LinkedIn at that time, all you saw was a cardboard box. At first, there was also a brilliant video, and it was paired with an announcement that for the first time in history, an AI had raised an $8 million seed round entirely on its own. That announcement got you curious enough to watch the video, and the video itself was a masterclass in marketing featuring social proof from authoritative figures like Michelle Romanow and built-in FOMO. So the startup was boardy, an AI box that connected people. Whether you were looking for investors, co-founders, or customers, boardy's promise was to help you find them. You told him who you were looking for, and he started making intros. I've followed the boardy team since that original viral launch. Not only did I love the idea because I had a similar idea myself, but also the execution was brilliant. I was and still am fascinated by what makes a startup go from 0 to 1, and boardy's story is one that every founder should know. Here's how boardy dominated LinkedIn in 2025 and the marketing playbook that you can steal for your own startup. Boardy's first secret was that it was a novel experience worth sharing. When boardy first launched, the vast majority of people had still not experienced intelligent voice agents. Companies were actively trying to deploy them for boring things like customer service, but the average user had still never had a conversation with an AI voice agent. Boardy capitalized on this opportunity by rejecting the default. Think about it. Boardy didn't have to be a voice agent. The default way of building an AI that connects people would have been to build a web dashboard where you type in a prompt and it shows you a bunch of profiles and you select the one that you would like to connect with. That would have been the default, unmemorable, and boring way of building something like this. But boardy's experience was nothing like the default. You sent boardy a message on LinkedIn, he asked for your phone number, and he actually called you. And the call itself was a memorable experience. The team seemed to have built a bit of a personality into boardy. He had a funny Australian accent for no reason. He seemed to have this meme-like character voice, and even the logo, a cardboard box in a suit, was unserious. And yet he was all about serious business topics, and he even commented his wisdom on other people's LinkedIn posts. When people experience something radically different, they talk about it. And in this case, they started talking about it on LinkedIn, and that was the initial spark. Boardy's second secret was social proof and FOMO. The viral launch video wasn't about what boardy does. It was, oh wow, there's this crazy new thing that everyone else is having fun with, and if you're not, then you're missing out. People started posting on LinkedIn about their experience with trying this box-faced AI, and it became a status symbol. To be cool, you had to have talked to the box, and LinkedIn was full of pictures of the box. But viral trends eventually die, and by mid-year, the novelty had worn off and the box disappeared from LinkedIn. But in August, boardy hired an intern named Anson Lin. Still in school and expecting to graduate in 2026, Anson joined boardy through a cold email and became perhaps the most impactful intern that I've ever seen. Anson likely saw the momentum that boardy gained in January, and he decided to revive it. He pushed the entire team to start creating content on LinkedIn and start engaging with each other's content on LinkedIn. And the momentum started to come back. Boardy was once again in our faces on LinkedIn every day, especially if there were people at boardy who were in your network. And then in October, the next phase started. The boardy team began to focus specifically on founders, likely because they noticed that founders were their most engaged users. They launched a campaign to help 100 founders raise their funding rounds by the end of the year. And when combined with the LinkedIn content creation strategy, this started to gain real traction. Every founder who checks LinkedIn regularly noticed this, and they received thousands of applications. The boardy team quickly took notice of this interest first, and they didn't waste the opportunity to continue building on this momentum. In a series of announcements, they increased the target to 500 founders, launched their own venture fund called Boardy Ventures, and then launched a scout program to help with the venture fund, aiming to recruit 2,000 scouts. And once again, each announcement was boosted by the same LinkedIn content strategy that Anson had instated. And each campaign was also designed to be memorable, like 500 founders, their first venture fund run by an AI, and 2,000 scouts. But here's another genius part. Some campaigns were even designed to propagate themselves. For example, whenever a scout was accepted into the scout program, they would announce it on LinkedIn, the entire boardy team would engage with it, and LinkedIn's algorithms would notice that and increase the impressions on that post. So each post containing the box was seen by thousands or even tens of thousands of people. And now multiply that by 2,000 scouts. The result was a masterclass in marketing. LinkedIn started the year with the box everywhere in January, and it ended the year with the box everywhere in Q4. So to summarize, here's the 3-step playbook that you can also use for your startup. The first step is to make your product memorable. Don't go with the default option. And that's usually the hardest part. It doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be memorable. The second step is to hack the algorithms. Use social proof, use FOMO, use mass participation campaigns to force the algorithms to push your content. And the third and final step is just to keep repeating step 1 and step 2. So I hope you got some value out of this boardy story. Good luck to everyone with your startup in 2026. Thanks.